Hello there. I thought I'd take this opportunity on this absolutely beautiful Sunday morning to come up to this spot on the very top of Hampstead Heath, which is a beautiful, very large, very old parkland in north of London, near where I live and work from, and make the most of this beautiful day. There's only a few little tiny clouds in the sky. It's mostly clear and the sun's just glorious. It's a little bit cool. This is now the second week in October, and this particular place where I am now is very dear to me. When I first started practicing Qigong, and for the first maybe 5 or 6 years into the practice, I used to come to this spot on a very regular basis, pretty much most days, and I would engage in the practice. And around that time, things in my life weren't as clear, I would say, as they are now. In my mind, in my heart, I was more troubled, and I was finding life difficult in certain ways. So I used to come up to this spot to rise above the clutter and the challenges, the problems, the difficulties, the upsets that I was experiencing back then, and just be by myself up here on top of this hill, looking out over this beautiful view. This particular tree here is a beautiful oak tree just to the side of me here, and I have a very long-standing relationship in my heart with that particular tree. I would stand facing that tree when I was engaging in the practice, and it served as a wonderful symbol, and still does, of endurance and rootedness, strength, maturity, stability. And I would come up here and I would engage in a practice and breathe and clear my mind and gain a sense of connection with the earth around me and with nature. And it's always been a very nourishing place that for me really symbolizes how the practice of Qigong can help any of us to rise above the clutter of negative thinking or depression or anxiety related challenges. Recently in my personal life, my father passed away about a month ago, and this has been a very challenging time for me. And so consequently, in my personal practice, I like to consider what are the feelings, the upset, the grief, the sadness at the loss of someone who I love dearly. How can I release those unwanted, unhelpful feelings rather than hold on to them somewhere on the inside? My father wouldn't wish me to hold on to any of the negative, upsetting feelings, thoughts, memories. He would want me to rise above all of that upset and sadness. And so, in honor of the love that I have towards my father, and that I know he has always shown me throughout my life, I choose in my personal practice to let go of, with each new out-breath, gently and progressively and naturally, more and more of those kind of negative feelings, unhelpful emotional reactions based on the memory of the experiences I had with my father as he was in the hospital. And instead, I'd like to choose to breathe into myself the kinds of thoughts and memories of all of the good things that I experienced with my father, the things that he exemplified, the good qualities that he was so wonderfully influential in my life and my upbringing, as symbolizing all of the good qualities that a gentleman should possess. You know, patience, kindness, all of the right things. And I would like to breathe into myself more and more so the right kinds of thoughts, the right kinds of ideas. And so if a person's been troubled, if they've been depressed or anxious, very often that's a result of people fixating on negative ideas, negative memories of old experiences that have been troublesome. So instead, consider what are the things that you would like to let go of, to stop repeating to yourself in your mind, because we have a choice. And I would like to rise above the clutter of sadness and grief, because the life we live is very, very precious, and the breath we're breathing is all we have. We don't have the next one yet, and we can never get back the one we've just breathed out. So as we breathe in each new moment, we have the opportunity to let go of the past and to renew ourselves with each new in-breath. So when a person passes on, you know, we use the word that the person has expired, to breathe out their last. And on the contrary, we have the word inspire, as in inspiration. So to breathe in new ideas creatively. And this is something that I would like to encourage everybody to consider in their own personal practice, is what are the ideas worth letting go of with each out breath? And on the contrary, what are the kinds of ideas that are worth nurturing within us, within ourselves? What kinds of inspiration, what kinds of aspirations do we have for developing ourselves, for becoming freer, rising above the clutter of negative thinking and associated behaviours? And we have a wonderful opportunity, all of us, in every single new moment as we breathe out, to let go of the things that really don't matter. And as we breathe in the next new breath, to breathe into ourselves the right kinds of thoughts, the right kinds of feelings, and to nourish ourselves through the breath which we breathe in and out and back in again in each new moment.